gang, bacon bits, beautiful people, your girl poet, back at it. Women Crushing It Wednesdays. Now, if you are new to this here situation, this is all about us showering love, positive vibes, good energies on the women we already know, doing it, been doing it, just started doing it, because, well, love takes you a long way. And today's guest, ooh, I'm so excited. Hey, Southeast. Hey, Marshall Heights. Because you know this chick right here. Should I call you Y'Anna? Should I say Ya Boogie? Like, how you want to do this? Because
Y'Anna is sophisticated. Y'Anna is the classy, the class act. Ya Boogie is the partier. Boogie is the one that you tap you on your shoulder. Yeah. Hey, girl.
I love it. I've loved Up On You since 2009. Sunday's Best. And I'll be honest, as a curvy girl in the industry, it was so dope for people to look past everything and focus on this here throat game. No shade. And these vocals.
Right.
It felt good. Now, let's just, 9 years later, yo.
9 years later. Next year will be 10 years. My 10-year anniversary since Sunday Best. It's been amazing. The journey has been up and down. You know, we go through that. We're artists. You know, anybody that's an entrepreneur, artist, and just really trying to stay out there and stay relevant and staying true to yourself. So it's just one of those things, but it's been a good journey.
Let's talk about that first.
Okay.
Like, you got some things that we're going to talk about that you cooking, things that are happening right here in the city that you can come out and support Village. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the growth journey of you. You've always been very honest about how you felt you were viewed. People looked at you. At the time, you're 32, 2 boys, 13 years apart.
Yeah.
I often talk about think human, not labels. And whenever I would read about you, it was always these single mother, this. How did you evolve from that? Because I'm sure there are people listening who feel like they're never going to be able to practice in their passion. You've talked about working at Target and trying to do hair.
Yes.
But there was something in your gut that was like, your purpose is bigger than this. So I would love to share just the jewels you've learned along the way with folks that I'm sure could use those seeds.
You know what? Being a single mom and being in this industry, being a curvy girl, being all of these labels that people see, society will probably say, oh, okay, it's too much. It's not going to happen. You know, get that, sis.
That's Angelique making sure we don't talk too long.
Not going to happen, but you know what? You got to look past that and push past that. Sometimes it get hard. I mean, being a single mom and having to take care of boys, but then having to be on the road, they are first. They're my first ministry, you know? And then being in the ministry and the industry and coming from go-go and all of that and trying to cross-pollinate those, hey, listen, I'm human. I'm trying to live out just like Jesus. You know, he went everywhere. He stepped in each market. He didn't have no respect of a person, and that's just how I try to marvel myself or fashion myself the way that he did. I'm not perfect, you know, but just doing the work and allowing life to mature you and not letting it stagnate you or push you back, because there are some obstacles that's going to come, but you can't sit in that. You just got to keep flourishing. And I just dived into everything. I'm a licensed hairdresser, hairstylist, a mommy. You know, I write music. I do it all. And you just got to really just own it. My passion is music. That platform just opened up for me to do everything that I want to do. Mentoring young girls. It's amazing. The journey is good.
I'm glad you mentioned the mentoring. I tell people every day is a day to give back, and sometimes I think they're waiting for the Y'Annas or the Beyoncés to say go do it. But even before your star was as bright as it is now, you have always given back. I've always seen you stomping through Southeast and even other wards to be a tangible, you can do it, look at me stumble and I'm still making it. Why is that important, especially in a time where a lot of celebrities will tell you, I didn't sign up to be no role model.
Right.
But you got the eyes on you.
You have the eyes on you. You have millions of eyes on you. You know, it started for me at a young age. Growing up in Southeast, there were a lot of young girls around me, and it does something. It still does something to me this day. When I see a young woman out and their hair is not done, or their mom is looking good with all this fashion and things, but you're standing over there and your nose is snotty, or your hair is out of place, or you look crazy. So I started right on Southeast streets. It was a set of girls that lived across the street. One girl, she had 4 brothers, and she was the only girl. So it was all of the boys. They didn't know how to take care of her, and I used to take her in and do her hair. I found myself giving her clothes or just helping her out. So it started at a young age. When I saw a need, I wanted to be of help. So now I always say I want to be to young girls that I didn't have. Yeah, I had a mom, and I had aunties and things, but you know, they working hard. They trying to do it, and not Not saying that they didn't do their job,
Right.
but just some stuff I learned on my own. You know what I'm saying? I kind of ventured because I was one of those children. I was rebellious and just wanted to
It
jump
happens
out
to
there.
the best
You
of
know,
us.
but I always say I want to be to them. I want to be to young women what I really didn't have growing up, and that's that hands-on. Hey sis, you know, let's do your hair like this. Or hey sis, you shouldn't act like that. You know, and hey sis, close your legs. You know, don't. You know, I just want to
Don't
be
give 'em
that
too
person.
much.
Don't give them too much.
I
too
love
early.
it. I grew up in foster care, and the
Oh.
Justine Loves and
Mhm.
the mamas of the village would come through our group home and taught us things like, well, this is how you sit.
Yeah.
This is what all the forks on the table gonna mean one day when you go out to dinner.
Etiquette.
And it was funny because I was younger thinking, I ain't gonna never use none of this stuff. Until I walked into a restaurant and was like, ow, I know my wine glass from a water glass.
Yeah.
I know my salad fork from a real fork. And I think those kind of things are important. So encouraging people to start where you are. My mother loves that quote. Don't wait until you're ready. Start where you are
Start
right
where you
now.
are. That's
So
nice.
I wanted to make sure that people understand that what you see now is the product of growth, evolution, God, faith, and hard
Listen.
work.
Yes.
And that it didn't just overnight happen for you, because I think, unfortunately, social media, for as dope as it is, has people thinking that what they see now happened in the last week,
Yeah.
happened in the last month. So
That's the millennials today. It's everything has
some
to
of you
be
old folks too.
instantaneous. Some of the old folks also, but they don't want to. They want to, you know, like my manager always say, don't go through the process. I hated the process even with my life. I hated having to go through anything, starting from one thing and getting to the finish. The better is the end of a thing than the beginning. That's what the Bible says. Now that's word. Okay, so we can't look at the beginning. We gotta focus on what's at the end. So these young girls, they gotta know it's a process. It takes time. It takes journey. It takes life. It takes experience to get to the class act.
Speaking of the class act, in DC, November 21st.
Come
This
on.
is so dope for me.
Come on.
Now, we all lost. I felt like I knew Aretha Franklin personally
I mourn.
when she passed. You did this dope thing at Busboys and Poets back in August, where you let us hear all the vocal ranges of your voice. And I love that you did a little of her more faith-based music. But then you did something for folks like me who have been RSPC 10 since I came out the womb. You're about to serve us at the Howard Theater.
Yeah.
Doors open at 6, 8 o'clock show. Tell me about why this is important. Church and state,
Church
which
and
is something that we talk about all the time. And now you're going to bring it to the stage, and what
Yeah.
we may not get in words, you about to sing to us so we understand.
Yes, about
I'm
the same
excited.
church and state, just bridging the gap. Like I talked about Jesus, how he went into all. He was everywhere. There was no respect to a person. You know, I want to make sure that I can show you that I can go into a lounge or a club and I can still bring him with me and make sure that he's present and in the forefront. And then state, you know, the laws, our society, what we're doing, you know, what they try to place on you and stamp on you. I want to make sure that I can cross-pollinate the two, bring them together.
I like how you say that. Can we just cross-pollinate across the whole country so that everybody can just get along?
I mean,
If you can share
everybody
pints
just
in
get
my
along.
blood when I tell you that we are more alike than we are different, my Lord. Is this something that's just going to happen here in D.C., or if I happen not to be here on the 21st of November, can I catch you in another city? Because I also want to blast this to the tribes that are part of the
Thank
village
you.
across the country. I'm here for
Yeah.
everybody being served and fellowshipped with.
Yeah, we're looking to go into other cities. Definitely, of course, we're looking to bring some others along. I mean, I want to see this as far as taking it to Vegas and being in a
Residency from your
Hello?
lips and my lips to God's ears. I believe in
Hello?
that.
Seriously. So, because she was one of my favorite artists, and she did it so well. Church and State, her father was a pastor. Her father was the one that pushed her out there. And I have her big, thick book at home called Respect, and I'm just reading about her life, and it's just like, oh my God, I can relate in so many ways. Having her kids out of wedlock at a young age, you know, and still being cultivated in this thing, and her just rising to, she's a queen of soul, baby.
Can we say that 10, 15, 20 years from now, somebody's going to look back on your book? I'm talking about Pieces of Me, Piece by You,
Ooh, yeah.
and be able to say, I identify with this, that,
Yeah.
and the third. Thank you for planting them seeds early. You know I ain't going to let you go without talking about said book.
Listen, you did.
I know you dropped in you earlier, so am I getting a new album with the book?
You better read up on this girl right here. Yes, new music.
Yes.
Pieces of Me, pieced together by you, and the you is God. Like, I just believe this is going to really, really open up the hearts of a lot of people, and not just women, because it is geared towards women, but men also. Just the journey, the process, my personal dialogues with God, how I work through things. I was just looking at some of the writers, and it really is, your journey is from faith to faith to faith. It never stops. Like, you don't get to a place and say, okay, I'm done. Because your journey is continual. It's continuous. So we got to make sure we go from faith to faith to faith. And 21 days of prayers and journals and just speaking into my life. Hey, listen, I had my son at 17. I've been in mentally abusive relationships. I've made some mistakes. I've been stuck. I've been in a house where my curtains closed, didn't want to come out the house, but having to push myself to get up because I know I have a purpose and I know God has a plan for my life. I have to show up for my sons. They're most important. I have to show up for them. You know?
The energy that you're giving me right now, Monday not going to be the same. And this is why she is a woman crushing it this Wednesday, every day, 365. And as always, if you know a woman crushing it like this, down below, you know to email me, call me, text me, slide into my DMs, all that. Yeah. Again, catch you. Oh, I'm so excited. November 21st, Howard Theater. This is going to be magical. And the Seeds Planet, hopefully, will, you know, bring us. I'm here for evolution and growth in all things.
All things.
Couldn't thank you enough for stopping here.
And
just sharing this
thank
energy and this spirit. Woo! All right.
November 21st, y'all.
Howard Theater.
Howard
Full
Theater.
details, WPGC.com. You know I got you. I got her. She don't know that, but I got her.